excuse me. And after they tasted one, they say, "That's crazy. You never taste such a sweet and delicious plum in the store." Of course, the whole system is not geared towards taste. It's geared to shelf life. It's not a system that's geared to giving you the maximum pleasure. And one of my goals for the farm is bringing back the wow in food. We've lost the wow. How often do you get wowed by food in the grocery store?
Hey guys, we're here today with Olivier Asselin, who's the founder of Possible.org and most recently known for successfully accomplishing his goal on Kickstarter, where he asked for $15,003 and ended up with $24,000 for his documentary film called
The Permaculture Orchard.
Permaculture Orchard.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about that project, that documentary?
That documentary, well, it's not actually really a documentary. It's more of an educational film. It's based on a farm that's located in Casaville. It's about an hour south of Montreal near Huntingdon. And it's the largest, as far as we know, it's the largest permaculture-inspired orchard in the whole of Eastern North America. It's owned by a man called Stefan Sapkowiak, who bought it 20 years ago, and it was a monoculture apple orchard. He decided to turn it into an organic orchard, and then he realized along the way that organic was just basically replacing the monoculture system, well, not actually solving the problems of the monoculture system, but replacing chemicals by organic products, but still not solving the problems that were related to monoculture. So along the way, he discovered permaculture, and he decided to convert it to permaculture-inspired systems, where he tore out most of the trees and they replanted a variety of different species. So he has over 100 cultivars of apples, and he has some things like 18 cultivars of pears, plums, cherries, and a whole variety of small fruits and herbs and everything. And so basically, the film is about explaining how he's accomplished that, and so to give the tools to people who would like to replicate that. And it could be replicated, in a large scale or a small scale.
Very good. Okay, and you're saying that the name of the farm is?
The farm is called Miracle Farms, yeah.
Okay. So it started off as a monoculture farm where they were using pesticides and other chemicals?
Before Stefan bought it, yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Wow. So how did you end up finding this farm, and what was your background before you even went to this farm?
I met Stefan through, well, you said, I started a website earlier this year. It's called Possible.org. The intention, it started as a documentary film project where I wanted to talk about a bunch of different initiatives that people are putting together to try and create better, more sustainable ways of living. So it could be, local food, permaculture, eco buildings, transition town movements, anything. Okay. And along the way, it kind of became more of an online platform for hosting all these short videos, because it's a bit disjointed. There's so many things that we could talk about, and I'm not as convinced anymore about the impact of having a feature film. I think just to have really short films on the different variety of subjects probably has more impact. It can be seen by more people. And so one of the people that I wanted to meet through this project was Stefan, and he was referred to me through, forums, or I can't remember who referred me to him, but
okay.
Yeah. And so when I went to meet him, for the Possible.org project, I shot a 9-minute film on him and on his farm, and he proposed to me, why don't we do this? Why don't we do an hour film to show people? Because his goal is he wants as many people as possible to just do what he's doing. Not necessarily exactly what he's doing, but to show that there's a better way that you can grow fruit or grow food, and without having to use chemicals, and in a way where you can have huge yield and much lower maintenance. And it just makes so much sense when you look at what he's doing. So.
For sure. So, I guess your role in this whole shifting and changing of social dynamic to the aspect of food is to be the videographer, to be the documenter,
yeah, pretty much,
the content producer, which is great. I'm curious, on your site, on your site, what's the most common theme that people look for in terms of, you know, social change, ecological change?
I mean, it's still a pretty small site right now. I'm basically doing it myself, you know, and it's not being updated very often, but I have, I think, about a dozen videos up right now. I have a bunch more that I've filmed already that I haven't had time to edit yet. But so far, anything that's touched permaculture has been a big hit. Like, there's a video that I shot with a guy called Ben Falk in Vermont, and it's been seen, I think, 25,000 times. And
wow.
The Miracle Farm video has been seen more than that in like a month and a half, I think.
How do you feel about the response from the public?
I think it's amazing. I think, and especially the Kickstarter, the response that we got from the Kickstarter is just, it's amazing. You know, we were looking to get $15,000, and in 1.5 days, we had $7,000 already. And just, you know, the comments that you get from people, and one guy told me, "Oh, this is the best project I've ever seen on Kickstarter." I don't know, it's really, you know, it's really motivating, and it's really exciting to see how people are. And people just keep saying how much they're looking forward to the film and how much they just want to see it, and so no, it's great.
Permaculture, yeah, does seem to be like the most popular venue for people to go to in terms of solutions. Why do you think that is?
I think it just makes sense. It's just, for what attracts me to permaculture is just so logical. You know, there's no mumbo jumbo. It's really just, it makes sense. You know, and it's all about relationships of elements, and I think that's what's missing in a lot of the ways we do things in society, is we just look at one thing, you know. Even like in science, you know, it's become so focused. We're all experts at one thing, you know, and we don't look at the relationships of this thing with everything else that's around it, and the impacts that my action doing this will have on something else. And so I think that's one of the key strengths, or I don't know how to say it, but one of the central points of permaculture is that it looks at systems, you know, as a whole, and it's just so logical to me. Yeah.
Okay, well, what are your plans for the next, like, so you just closed up the Kickstarter campaign, and now what are your plans? Are you in post-production? Have you started post-production?
We're gonna start post-production probably just in a couple of weeks, and so we're getting graphics done, and yeah, so it's going to be a lot of editing, because we filmed everything in French and then in English. So everything, you know, that Stefan explains on camera, he's done it in English and then he does it in French.
Wow, what a champ.
So we have to do 2 films. But, you know, we're in Montreal and he speaks English and French, so we had to do it, right? I mean, it was just like, we had to do it. So, but it doubles the editing work.
For sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, and we're planning to release the film in May, June. And now that we have 500 people that paid for it already, we kind of have to, you know. So yeah, that's the goal.
And can people pre-order if they haven't already?
Yeah, people can still pre-order. We have a website, permacultureorchard.com, where you can go and pre-order the film in a DVD or a digital download format. And so you can do that already. And well, after it's released, also it'll be possible to buy it like instant.
It's projected for what month?
May, June. So.
And then you're free for a new project.
Well, I'm hoping that I can still work along the way on other stuff, because I'm still, you know, I'm hoping, Possible.org, I'm hoping to kind of take it to the next level. What I'd like to do is try to work with other people worldwide. The idea would be and that's possibly another crowdfunding campaign that I might try to launch in the coming months, where what I would do essentially is try to find people, videographers in different places in the world, and say, okay, I'm gonna raise, say, like $10,000, and I'll find 20 people who can do video, that can prove that they can do video, and they're interested and they have, you know, the right mindset to talk about what we want to share as ideas, and I'll give them $500 each, and I will raise $10,000. I will keep nothing. I will just pay 20 people to produce 20 short videos on really cool ideas from different places in the world, and then they'll be on Possible.org for people to see. So that's one of the ideas that I have, and I'd like to, so that it can, you know, because right now I'm producing content myself. It's like a little.
Yeah. And the crowd online, using crowdfunding, you were able to find out that people actually support this idea. So why would they not support and employ people around the world doing the same exact thing?
Yeah, I think it would be good to be able to pay people a fair price, you know. And I know $500. I've worked at doing freelance photography and freelance video for a while, and you know, $500 for a short video, it's not like the end of the world, but in most places in the world, it's not too bad. So
Yeah.
I think it would be a
Especially if you're giving them the chance to do what they love.
yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, it's not only for me, it's all win-win, you know, because it's what they love, and it's something that gives value, you know. It's to teach people, look, this is possible, and not only is it possible, but somebody's already doing it, and you could be doing it too. And so it's creating something of value, you know, because there's a lot of stuff that's being crowdfunded that personally I think is just plastic junk that nobody needs, and it's still getting funded. So why not, you know, fund somebody that is creating a real value? And I'm not talking about, you know, products, you know, I'm talking about knowledge and inspiration, and that's value, you know, to inspire people. That's worth gold, man.
Have you heard of Green Seed?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's pretty much it. So we're gonna be opening that up in the near future to people who wanna, you know, crowdfund a particular project, but it's more ecologically and more socially related.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would solve the problem of just continuing the consumption from China.
So we're going to end on that note. Merry Christmas. Don't buy things from China.
Don't buy anything. Don't buy anything.
Don't buy anything. That's it. Period.
Make something and trade it for something else with somebody who also made something.
Exactly.
Make sure to love your loved ones. Hey guys, send some love to the people out on the other side of this land.
Yeah, and to Jerm behind the camera. Exactly.
I said you guys send some love.
Oh,
Do it
us?
for me. Yeah, do it for me.
How do we do that?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have a Merry Christmas. No.
Thanks to everybody who supported the project at Permaculture Orchard. I thank you about 20 times already, but I think it's awesome the amount of feedback we've gotten, and we're really excited, and we hope to give you a really good product.
Cool, man. That was great.
Thanks.